PD Beats here from Pop Turn. It's me to Andrew Antsanen about season 3 of Shoresy, available in Canada on Crave. It's going to be available, of course, in the US on Hulu very soon as well. Welcome back to the show, man. It's so good to see you as always.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
There was a quick turnaround for, season 2, season 3 filming last year. So we didn't have a chance to talk last season. We talked for season 1, but here we are 2 seasons later.
Yeah, did you get a chance to talk to anybody after season 2?
I did. I spoke to Max. I spoke to Ryan, which is cool. But you're back. Andrew Antsanen's back on the show. It's good to see you. I want to know what it's like when you find out what the storylines are each season. Like we have the senior, the hockey tournament this season. Like what's going through your mind? And when do you find out? Like, do you even find out kind of storylines before you read scripts, or do you find out when you get the scripts?
More or less. I mean, we talk with Jared throughout, in between seasons and stuff, and he gives us a bit of an idea, but more or less we don't get the scripts until 2-3 weeks maybe before we show up, and but more or less we kind of know the direction of where the season's going, and when we get the scripts, it just surpasses all that, and we get excited about shooting it. So
but you know that there's gonna be, because it's talked about in season 2, right? The tournament, the senior hockey, the senior A league tournament. So you kind of maybe had an idea that that's maybe where season 3 was heading, right?
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of there's a lot of excitement to this next season that'll what's going to determine what's the future for Shoresy and whatnot. So that'll be exciting for you guys to see. That's not until later on in the episodes, but yeah, more or less the idea of season 3 is a senior hockey tournament, and who is going to be the best, and teams from all over come around. So I'm sure you've seen the first 2 episodes already.
Yes, I have.
So you kind of got an introduction to the types of teams and the players that are going to be involved this year. So
congrats on winning the walking competition.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, it's kind of hard to not walk as good as or as bad as those other guys. They were all beat up waist down. So
no, unbelievable. It's 3 seasons now of playing Goody, and I feel like season 1 is really cool, but also overwhelming at the same time, because you've never played this character before, right? So you're talking to Jared and Jacob about the breakdowns, what he's gonna say and stuff, but you don't know how it's gonna be received. You don't know any of that, right? What's it like now, 3 seasons playing one character specifically? What's that like for you? Do you know this character? Do you feel like you're learning about him more? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, you definitely settle into the shoes a lot easier now. I mean, we're 3 seasons in. We know what to expect out of Goody. He loves food. All that stuff, and and to see his character, and in saying that, his character develops a little bit more throughout the season as well. So, I mean, just more confident as far as being 3 seasons in. The first season, obviously we were all green. Second season we got a little bit more of the hang of things and how things work. Third season we had a lot of fun with it, and I think it was a lot more natural for all the guys to just gel together and know what to expect out of each other throughout the season.
Absolutely.
So it wasn't as stressful, I'll tell you that. We were having
there's so many unknowns, right? Especially the first thing I asked is you did you worked on a TV show before that, but it was a reality TV show, right?
Yeah. It wasn't I didn't know anything about anything still after that, you know what I mean? So
yeah. So no, totally. I still get comments on our first interview where we were talking about how sticks are unbelievable, and I just took out a drumstick. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do. You know what? I was gonna bring sticks for this interview, and I couldn't find the right ones. I was gonna grab them yesterday on the way home. I was like, where the fuck are these sticks? I wanted to whip one out for you here.
It was pretty cool because I remember I did it twice. So I did I think for yours, I just like started eating it while you were talking about it. But
Yeah.
then for Max's interview, I think it was the best because it was just at the end. I was doing my like, until next time, this is PDB signing off for Pop Turnip. Oh, and one more thing, man, these sticks are unbelievable. Like he just, it came out of complete nowhere. Like it was so good.
I think I just got to start carrying a box of sticks with me everywhere I go now.
I mean, don't forget about the chicken tendies. The chicken tenders
chicken tendies are always a must. Every time you go out to a bar and have a beer, you gotta get some tendies.
I always get chicken tenders. Like when I go to like, Wendy's or, I mean, McDonald's does not have chicken tenders. They used to.
Yeah.
They used to have the chicken selects. Do you remember that? Like at one point,
yeah.
Yeah, they don't have them anymore. But
Just
like, you go to like Burger King, Wendy's, A&W, they all have chicken strips. And I'm always like, if I get a burger and fries, I get the side of the 3 chicken strips all the time. You have to.
And sometimes you want to keep it light, so you just have, plate of chicken tendies and you're not
Jack Astor's, I still think have my favorite chicken tenders.
I do have to agree with you on that one.
So
I
good,
had them
right?
when I was in Ottawa, before I went to the Sens game earlier this year. I had some chicken tendies from there, and they were unbelievable.
I know. There's also like a Canadian chain of like restaurant like chicken restaurants, Mary Brown's, and like I really like their chicken tenders there too. So a lot of options in Canada for chicken tenders. It's good.
Especially even in Quebec here, like they have like Saint Hubert and
Saint Hubert are so good. Oh man, this has just become a chicken tender interview.
Talk chicken this whole interview.
Yeah, so good. Are there ever moments, because like I do find it interesting and I do find it cool, like the Shoresy apartment scenes are really interesting for me from kind of like a storytelling perspective, because that's like the time away from the rink a lot of times. Because like I find it interesting because like when you go to the bar after the game, like you're not at the rink or like in the room, but you are talking about hockey and it's like post game sometimes, you know what I mean? But I feel like the part where the show's like not about hockey is like at the apartment, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like it's just like so do you notice that at all? Like when you're reading scripts for that and when you're like filming those scenes, like because it's a hockey show full like through and through, right? But that's kind of like a moment where it's like focusing on just kind of like the banter and just about life and about the relationships. Like do you think about that? Because I noticed that. I thought that was interesting.
That's a good point. You know what? It never really crossed my mind until you brought it up, but yeah, it is more of like a sentimental area for the boys to get together.
Like
and
hockey's
talk
not discussed that much.
Yeah, it's more or less probably just keeping each other accountable in different areas away from the rink, and making fun at each other and whatnot. And obviously, girls are part of our lives in the show too, so they hang out there and whatnot. So it's a good little mix up between not always just hockey and getting more on a personal level with the different characters.
Because especially this season, like Shoresy is like a hockey show, and I feel like I brought this up to like a lot of people. Like it is like hockey, like
yeah. There's a lot of hockey, everything from the interviews to the tournament type of style to the different types of characters you get from different areas of the world, and all coming together and playing hockey and at the end getting along,
The first 2 episodes are available actually today on Crave, which is really cool. They're going to be rolling out, and then next month they're going to be available in the US on Hulu. There's been some kind of snippets and trailers of the season that have been out so far. One of my favorite things about the show is, of course, and Maclean Fish does such a good job with this, is Jory Jordan, the reporter.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. What do you think about that? Like, what's that like? Like, are you around while they're filming those scenes? Like, I'm just wondering, like, what's your reaction to all that? Because it's so funny, especially like in the season 2, man, when he's interviewing the 3 players from the US team. I was laughing the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to be on set when he was filming his parts. I wasn't sure you know, how it was going to go when I read this. Well, you know, comparing the script to the type of person I was going to be reading it. But when I was watching the seasons, like just yesterday or 2 days ago, we just got some just to check out. But I thought he did such a great job. He nailed it. You know, that kid played it right to the T. You know, he was goofy, he was chirpy, he was feisty. You know, like, and just his whole demeanor kind of, you know, complimented his character very well. And honestly, probably one of the most things that stood out for me out of everything, because I never really got to talk with the kid personally, you know, or really see him too much. I saw maybe for a quick little bit, but when I guess usually when they bring him in, they take care of all his stuff within the 3-4 days that he's there, and that's usually when we have our days off. So
it's so interesting. Yeah, but it's good stuff all around. Like he's becoming a fan favorite.
Yeah, he's gonna have his own little fan club there pretty soon.
It's so cool. And you know, it's interesting to me because I didn't ask you this when we talked for season 1, but is there like a consistent pace of filming the show, specifically maybe for yours, like when you're on? Like different people might have different answers to this, right? But like, is there an overall pace of filming it where it's like, you know, like fast days, like is it slow? Like what's the pace of like filming Shoresy for you specifically from an acting perspective?
Yeah, so again, it all depends on the location where we're at. You know, when we're at the rink, we're not doing too much dialogue, like the on ice stuff. So that's a lot. That's like a long day where we're kind of, you know, having to set up for stunts and plays and all that stuff. Just the camera movement takes a lot of time. So just a lot of sitting around and waiting. But when it comes to dialogue, like say the dressing room or different scenes in the bar or whatever, or the apartment scenes, it's fast. We're crushing like 15 pages. Like the girls, man, I don't know how they do it, but they're powerhouses, you know. There's days where they, I think, went through like 20 pages of dialogue, and it's like, man, that's unheard of. And you know, you got hats off to them, and you know, Jared, like, and the crew as well, like how fast everybody moves and they're in tune with each other. But to answer your question, yeah, there's days where it's like you got to buckle up, that we have a lot of dialogue and it's fast paced. We want to get things going. And then there's days where we're sitting around and really doing nothing and waiting for, you know, sometimes we'll have a day where we come in and we're just walking down the street and that's our day, you know. But in some days it's 14 hours.
Is it still like a strange feeling when new episodes of Shoresy like drop to the drop like for you? Like, is it still, because you've dealt with it 3 times already, right? Like it's season 3, but like, is it still kind of like a strange feeling of like we shot the show, we wait, and now people are seeing what we worked on? Like, what does it feel like when they're actually like out, like the episodes?
Yeah, well, it's exciting because yeah, we do although we do film it, it's not obviously in order, but just to see the way it's put together, like the final product and with the music and everything, it just kind of like, it's like wow. And then we're excited to, you know, see how the fans are going to respond to it, you know. So um yeah, it's exciting for us when we get the episodes as well. Like we just got a couple days ago, and you know, I watched the whole thing. I was like, wow, this is this is good, you know. And yeah, it seems like I can say this over and over after each season, but I mean, I think season 3 is a good one because everybody's just getting better as time goes on, you know.
That was like literally, it's like, you knew what I was gonna ask, because it's like that is like the point, right? Like when you make a new season of a show, it's like you want to make it bigger, you want to make it better, right? And like I agree with you, but like is it like is that kind of also what it is too? Like the it's just kind of bigger scale with like the tournament, right? Like the tournament kind of brings a new level into it, right? If you think about it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's one thing winning your league, but then winning the national title is is a whole nother story. And we've been, you know, that's our goal this season, is to try to win that title. And you know, it's all top players from all over. You got guys that are big and tough, and and then you have polar opposites where guys that are nice, you know. But I mean, all in all, it's the best hockey senior wise in the nation
Yeah.
at that point. So
Absolutely, man. No, for sure. And I can't wait for people to see the season episodes rolling out on Crave in Canada for season 3 of Shoresy. And then it's going to be available next month on Hulu as well. So people in the States can check it out. Andrew, always great catching up, man. Thank you so much for coming back on the show.
yeah, definitely, always a pleasure to chat with you.
Yeah, of course. Your Instagram account is just your name if people want to keep up to date with everything.
Yeah, my last name and first letter, my first name, Antsanen A at
It's always good stuff. There's
at
always behind the
Instagram.
scenes. There's always stuff of you. There's always, the adventures
Some
of
BTS
Ants
thing.
and Dolo as well on there, which is good stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, me and Dolo, we spend a lot of time together. We do a lot of charity work together.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
we travel a lot and get together with Jared because we're all kind of in the Montreal area. So
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
and when TR comes around, we have a great time too when he's in town visiting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has been popturn.com/popturn for previous episodes. Don't forget, sticks are unbelievable. Andrew Antsanen plays Goody in Shoresy season 3 on Crave, and going to be available on Hulu next month in the United States. Till next time, this is Andrew and Peter Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popturnative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popturnative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.